Hello everyone, I'm Kulwant Kaur Rehal from IS Primers. The topic we're going to discuss today is thinking is like a game. It does not begin till there is an opposite team. Before we go to this topic, I would like to tell you we have an essay writing course where we provide one-to-one mentorship and guidance. You can find the details in the description box below. Okay. So coming to this topic, what is it that they are telling us? When I thought of this, I said it is more like a motivational talk which I will have rather than giving points. I couldn't find any substantial points here. But then these essays provide a lot of opportunity to be different and varied. But of course, if you look at the AI, you will find similar points. ChatGPT will give you similar points. But our intention is to be different. So the disclaimer is no ChatGPT in my topic here. So you'll find some different points probably. Okay, so let's look at the keywords. Like always I say, let's look at the keywords. One is thinking and the other one is opposite team. Of course, it is an internal process. So thinking is an internal process. Thinking is all in the mind. One of the persons I knew, one of the principals I had, he always said, it is all in the mind. And that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this essay. Now imagine if you tell somebody that there is an accident on the road. What comes to your mind? Just tell me what comes to your mind. Oh, there's an accident on the road. First thing that will come that the car must have overturned or somebody must have died or all gory images would come to your mind. Nobody would think, oh, there would just be a dent. Or nobody will say, oh, somebody will come out, no problem, I have aqua insurance. Right? So mind conjures all gory images, big images. As if the intention is, the bigger it is, the more brutal it is. It's almost award-winning. See, these are all mind games. And this is all the thought process. It can think anything. Right? So this is all an internal process. But how did that happen? Somebody told you there was an accident. So what is that accident? That other thing so that I would call as stimulus. Now what is your stimulus? In anything that evokes your thoughts. That is a stimulus, right? So here he says, the question tells us, it does not begin, thinking does not begin, there is an opposite team. He talks about team, it could be she, I don't know, but talks about the team because talks about a game. So in game there are teams. They're talking, thinking is a game. I say life is a game. And the finishing end is death. And the way you play it, that is what matters. So that is perspective. Now from where does perception come, by the way? Perception comes from all our senses. So whatever we see, we feel, we hear, we think accordingly and we decide something and we do that, right? So this is what it is. So what we think we do. From where does this happen? There's a stimulus. Without a stimulus, there are no changes. See, if I have to go to the Himalayas, where chances I'll not meet anyone, I might not dress up also. In the sense, dress up in the sense I would wear a dress, but no makeup as such. I don't care. But if I'm going to a party where there are other ladies also, then I want to look the best. At least I want to look the best I can look. Right. So there's always a little bit of competition. And why is that? Because there is comparison. There's comparison, there's competition. Everybody wants to outdo the other. No matter how friendly you are on the outside, but inside you want to be a little better than the other. So that is all a game. And these games we continue playing. Whether it is in our neighborhood, whether it is with our friends, Munna Bhai, this 3 Idiots also there was a dialogue. बुरा लगता है जब फ्रेंड फेल होता है पर जब फ्रेंड ज्यादा अच्छा कर जाता है, you feel bad. So that's how life is. And they're very good friends. So it is all, thinking is the game. It is all in the mind. And what we do, it depends on what happens outside. Now people will do different things. Like in the beginning I said with the accident, everybody that must have conjured different, come up with different images. सबने अलग सोचा होगा. जैसे दो शक्लें एक जैसी नहीं होती है, imagination also will be different. Everybody would have thought something different. And nobody is wrong. Mind you. But if you take it as a game also, game भी सोचो, तो game में क्या होता है? If you want to just practice and you see your timing, every day you want to improve. Milkha Singh सोच लो. Every day you want to practice. Yes, you look at your time, he has a goal, he has something. But otherwise, when you are in the actual field and you are fighting with somebody, then the speed will be more than what it would be any other time. It is a life and death situation. है ना? So that is what we are saying. That is what we are saying, that there has to, when there is an opposite team, there is a purpose. You want to defeat, you want to win over, you want to challenge. Challenge milti hai. What are all competitions for in school? So the person excels. The exam nahi hota to kya? We would have studied. कोई नहीं पढ़ता. अब भी पढ़ रहे exam के लिए, right? So that is what is the exam now? At the moment, it is the opposite team. It is something that is instigating you to think and do and act, right? So this is what we are looking at. Thinking is like a game. It does not begin till there's an opposite team. Now this opposite team, that's why I left it open. It is stimulus also. It could be competition. Competition is again stimulus, right? Again competition with somebody, that is also stimulus. So, or there is a goal. You have to have goal. I have to reach up till there, and then because of that you do. Now scientists and inventors, they found the lack of something. They wanted to create something, so that was their goal. Right? So that is the opposite team. But they have to conquer that. कोई प्रॉब्लम है, कोई कमी है, उसमें काबू डालना करना है. The wheel also came, that's why. The aeroplane also came, that is why. They wanted to solve the problem of distance. They wanted to solve the problem of communication, and they are getting better and better. Right? So anything, all inventions are why? Because there is a problem. And their problem क्या होगा? That probably will be the opposite team. They have to conquer that. In doing that, there's lot of realization happens, lot of learning happens, lot of thinking happens, brainstorming. Now when you come to thinking part, what? It is collective thinking, it could be individual also, it could be collective also, group thinking, thinking together, or thinking alone, or thinking as a team. So even before any match or cricket match, they all get together and talk, think, the strategy. That is thinking. Why? What is the goal? Winning. Right? So whatever be the purpose, till that is not a friendly match, tuk you do, वो मजा नहीं है. पर हाँ, जीतने के लिए करते हैं, then फिर मजा है. Right? So this is what we were talking. It does not happen. It's like a game, but that game अगर friendly है तो problem नहीं है. I said, like if it's a life and death situation, if you have to win, then things are different. Then you will do. That is what we are looking at. So then you will think of ways of winning it. Whether it is rulers, invaders, scientists, anybody. अरे एक और चीज. What about authors? What about poets? For them, what is it? Is it the opposite team? उनके तो मन में ही उठता है ना कुछ कुछ. देखो, opposite team may be the tragedy that they suffer. That could be there. पर अंदर एक बवाल उठता है. That has to come out. Right? So that time I don't know, and that is a game. I mean, whether it is Shakespeare, whether it is Gulzar writing his songs, or anybody for that matter, when they write, what is it? तो आजकल तो ये सरताज का जमाना है, राइट? तो what happens? It is said that art is the overflow. Art is the overflow of emotions of man. Now, overflow of man, but we agree all this is thought. This is thinking. So, emotions. So, is it the opposite team? क्या बाहर से हुआ है? कि अंदर से है? So, you can bring a little bit of variation. हाँ, अंदर से है. It is within the essay, within the personality. But something has trigger. So, there must be a trigger somewhere. Why he has written that or why is that? The trigger is what? Trigger will be the opposite team. Okay? But then we can always bring up this perspective also, that you just conjure up or come up with अंदर से सोचते हैं बहुत, पर ये सोचना शुरू क्यों हुआ? Maybe because of anything. Or as Shah Rukh Khan had said in one of the interviews which I had watched, he said it was not about creativity. I was battling poverty. And then pictures hit hoti gayi, to main ban gaya Shah Rukh Khan. Whatever. So it was poverty for him at that time. ठीक है ना, जॉब चाहिए. It is like a job. Like I always say, no matter what creative field, ultimately it is routine. You have to have a pattern. Akshay Khanna, like he is क्या है? Akshay Kumar. Sorry. So he gets up in morning of 4:30 जो भी है routine, but he follows his routine and regime. देखा जाए तो कितना बोरिंग है, रोज सुबह उठना, वही करना. हम बोलते हैं क्या घिसी पिटी जिंदगी, वही सुबह से शाम तक करते रहो. But his work is so creative. So in all creativity, somewhere there is a routine, a regimen, pattern है, एक करना ही है, timetable life है. And then the creativity also comes up. अब writers हैं, it's not that they are very creative in the sense कि कब idea आएगा तब लिखते हैं. नहीं, वो रोज लिखते हैं. And whatever is written well becomes documented for us to see. लिखते रोज हैं. अगर नहीं लिखेंगे तो नहीं, ऐसे नहीं होता है कि मन में आएगा तो लिखेंगे. What we think, उनको आइडिया आता है लिखते हैं, हमें आइडिया नहीं आता. नहीं, वो रोज लिखते हैं, जो अच्छा लिखे वो छप जाता है. That's how it is. So what we are saying, thinking is like a game, but life itself is a game. And life has its own rules. Life says we have to have a routine, everything, and then only we can think about doing whatever. So even for thinking, we have to have a proper system, and otherwise things are not going to happen. This is what I would say. Thinking, you can create. First of all, the thought has to come. The thought comes because of a stimulus, or the thought comes and then you get more excited to do it because of outside. पहले अंदर आता है, फिर बाहर से शुरू होता है, कि बाहर से अंदर आता है. It doesn't matter much. पर ये बाहर की challenge चलती रहनी चाहिए. Till when you give up, there is no challenge, then you start getting old. तो जब चैलेंज दिखती है तो बोलते हैं एज इज जस्ट अ नंबर. अभी तो बहुत कुछ करना है जिंदगी में, राइट? सो अदरवाइज यू कैन गिव अप. क्या है जिंदगी, क्या कुछ नहीं है, व्हाटएवर, फाइन. सो वी नीड टू क्रिएट दैट चैलेंज, वी नीड टू क्रिएट दैट ऑपोजिट टीम. नो मैटर व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, वेयरएवर वी आर, वी हैव टू क्रिएट दैट ऑपोजिट टीम एंड उसके साथ संघर्ष करते रहो एंड जिंदगी जीते रहो. दैट इज, आई सी दे आर लुकिंग एट. Let's not forget the purpose of an essay in UPSC. They want to see your viewpoints. And they want to see that how you will tackle the situations. How will you be thinking? For you, what is the opposite team? And when there are challenges, how will you do it? So somewhere that thought process will come up. It is writing skills, expression skills, everything put together. So this is one essay which is very open. इसकी कोई बाउंड्रीज नहीं है, जैसे क्रिकेट की कोई बाउंड्री नहीं है ना, कभी बड़ी हो जाती है फील्ड, छोटी हो सकती है, कुछ भी हो सकता है, इस तरह से भी ऐसे यू कैन टेक इट एज फार एज यू वांट एंड यू कैन मेक इट लाइक AI में देखा था तो वो सेम पॉइंट्स है, एम्पैथी, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, वो सब, तो नॉट इट इज द वे यू वांट, यू कैन क्रिएट इट लाइक दैट पॉइंट वाइज और यू कैन लीव इट एंड लेट इट फ्लो and come up with different points and bring up and let it be in your imagination what is an opposite team. Until you do not create that, life is not going to be like a game. वो ये हो गया, चल अब ये करेंगे, ये गोल खत्म हो गया, अब ये करेंगे, वो करते रहेंगे तो then you will have a proper life. You will live your life fully with aspirations, with desires. क्योंकि जिसका गोल ही नहीं है तो क्या है फिर, क्या है आज, क्या है, जी रहे हैं, कट रही है, गोल है, अच्छा ये करना है, चलो करना है, got that? So then that gives you enthusiasm, that gives you a spark in life. एक खुशी आती है कुछ करने के लिए, है ना? तो that is what. Okay, so this is what I have in this essay. I'll come up very shortly by Monday for the next essay also. And if interested, you can click in the description box and find out, and we can work together. God bless you. Take care.